Today, I'm talking about the Filth lineup from Bread and Butter Pickleball. The Filth was originally released back in 2023 and has been Bread and Butter's best-selling paddle since. It is a thermoform Generation 2 paddle with a raw carbon fiber face. At the time of its release, it was one of the most powerful paddles on the market, and it was released in the elongated shape. Since that time, paddles have evolved, and more powerfully constructed paddles have moved the Filth back to an all-court designation. But it is still the same paddle, same construction, same power and spin that made it very popular. So now, in 2025, Bread and Butter gave the line a refresh with updated graphics and added a standard and a hybrid shape. Bread and Butter sent me their lineup to test out, and I've been playing them. And let's take a look. These paddles all have a 16mm honeycomb polypropylene core with 8mm cells. These are Generation 2 construction, thermoformed with some foam on the edges, T700 carbon fiber face, and they're all USAP approved. All of the specs on the screen, but the measurements are standard for the shapes. The noticeable takeaways for me were the swing weight and twist weight on the stock standard and the swing weight on the elongated. I think I got a heavier than usual standard paddle. That's a pretty big swing weight for a standard shaped paddle, but the low balance point made it easy to swing, and I did not notice any sluggishness in hand battles. That did affect my decisions for modifications, and I found just a simple wrap and hockey tape was all I needed. It barely moved the swing weight up at all, but it did increase the twist weight to over 8. While the elongated had a much higher swing weight than the hybrid, I found the two to play very similar. Based on stats, I felt like the hybrid would play more like the standard, but in gameplay, it played more like the elongated. I thought the hybrid did outperform the elongated in most areas, except for overall baseline drive power. But for me, the standout was the standard shape. It was the easiest to pick up and play, and you really didn't have to think about it. Shots felt crisp, an average amount of pop, enough power for putaways, and enough control for the soft game. I don't think you'll need much modifications for these paddles, but consider some handle weight like a slice cap, flick weight, or undergrip for the elongated one, and maybe the hybrid shape. Some weight at 4 and 8 for the hybrid and maybe the elongated, but if you're sensitive to overall weight, be careful with that. The standard was good for me with just some edge protection. All three paddles retail for $165, but if you use my code SSPBC, it will take the price to $148.50. These paddles fit exactly in the all-court designation with a blend of power and control. If you're looking for comps in the all-court range, I'd say the J2K from Honolulu Pickleball Company, the all-court from 11624, and the Saga series from Vatic Pro. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say power 5 to 7 depending on the shape. Pop is at a 6 to 7, stiffness is 7, spin of 5, dwell of 5, but of course this is all very subjective to the style of play that you have. If I had to pair the Filth paddles with a whiskey, I think I would choose Four Roses Bourbon. Check that video out and a link in the description. I hope you liked this. If you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. Peace.